Quick update. I know I always say that and then I ramble on, but we're going to try not to do that this time. So Brandon has been quiet for a while, or so I thought. The first thing I noticed was, um, so Tuesday, the cam that I keep in the pantry went offline, and I knew that because you get a little alert on your phone. The app will say, camera offline, whatever. So I saw that and I think, oh great, because anytime that happens, it resets and I have to go and reposition it. It'll just reset and go point to the ceiling. So I knew that I was going to have to do that, and I didn't think it was a necessary thing. I knew I had to do it, but I just left it for like 3 days because he was being quiet. I don't care. On Thursday, I decided, well, I'm going to go reposition it. It's been long enough. And I did. So I reposition it, and I have it pointed to get as much of the room as I can. It's a very small room, and the camera is as much up against the wall as it can be. So it's very hard to get all of that room because it's so small. Went in there a little bit later to put away dishes again, and I noticed the camera is now pointing to the door. So I'm annoyed because I keep having to fix this damn thing, and I do. So I reposition it, get it back looking to where it was, and I think, well, I'm gonna see what happened. I figured, Ryan went in there to get something out of the deep freezer. He was rooting around, probably bumped the table that it's sitting on with his butt, and the camera just moved. That's not what happened. So the camera on its own just moved, and as I'm watching this, I'm thinking, okay, I have it set pretty stable. It's not where it is. It's not kilted. It's not it is on a smooth surface. So if we had an earthquake in this state, maybe, but you'll see that the movement is kind of like this. Not like it slid, not like it repositioned itself, whatever. It just kind of like it moves a little bit and then it moves some more, kind of like somebody is playing with it. And if you listen closely, you can hear like a kind of noise, like it as it's moving. Again, I'm sure that there is a perfectly logical, reasonable, non-crazy explanation for all of this that doesn't involve me just being a halfway house for wayward ghosts, but I haven't found it yet. That's what I'm going with. The second thing I have for you is 2 voices on the sleep recorder. So, Saturday night, because I always listen back. I always try to see if I caught anything, like I did the night with Doing Okay, which I still love. I still love how completely, just concerned for my mental well-being that Brandon is. I think that's very kind of him. He's a good ghost, very, very thoughtful. So that night, I was tossing and turning a lot, and you can hear it in both of the recordings. The voices I caught happened as I am shifting around. You can hear the blankets I keep making that noise, but that's what it does. So I'm a crazy person. So you hear the blankets rustling. The first voice I caught sounds to me like it's saying "Mom," and it's not my kids' voices, and it's not my voice, so I don't know who it is. It sounds like a child to me, kind of like it could also be a woman, but I don't think so. I think it's a child. The second voice is the same voice, but I can't make out what it's saying. It's kind of jumbled up. If you hear anything, if you can tell what it's trying to say, let me know, because I would love to hear any and all thoughts on the voices I caught. So I think in a video, a couple videos ago, I mentioned, or I was going to mention, that, you know, maybe there's a possibility that this ghost is a child. And I'm not saying that there is only one ghost. We can have many ghosts. I mean, free for all. It's, you know, just open the door and let them all in, apparently, like strays. But it's always been that way. Like, this is my life. I know I am so used to people thinking I'm absolutely batshit crazy because I go on and on in these stories. And I know so many people are like, okay, right, okay. And that's why I like trying to put as much evidence into these as I can, because otherwise it's just me, you know, talking out my ass, which is not unheard of. I mean, I will give you that. But, so the voice on the recorder does sound like a child's voice to me. I don't know, you know, so like I said, a couple videos ago I mentioned maybe that the one of the ghosts, or the ghost, or however many there are kicking it, could be a child because of the playful demeanor of the things that are happening and the frequency. So now with the addition of this voice, I'm leaning towards that there is probably a child ghost too. I get the feeling when I first started experiencing all this, the general feeling I had was I was dealing with a young adult male. That's why I named him Brandon, because he feels like a Brandon to me. If you've ever known a Brandon, that's who he feels like to me. You know, just kind of a dumbass, likes to joke around, likes to like be loud and flamboyant. I think he has as much fun with me as I have with him. But I also felt like there was a female, an adult female, with him, that she is way quieter, she's more subdued, she doesn't like to play the games, she doesn't want attention, not like Brandon, and I think she just kind of like stays in the background. I have no reason to believe this. I don't have, you know, nothing has ever come out or anything. This is just the feeling of the spirits that I'm dealing with. I have never really felt the presence of a child, but now I'm really starting to wonder if there was one hanging about. I know I've mentioned the lake house a couple times, and I really want to do like a whole shebang video on that, because that was a really, really, really like, not just ghosts, I mean a lot of shit happened there, and I'm gonna need to break that up into parts because I just, like, that will go on for days, that story. But that house did have child ghosts, and I would hear them running up and down the stairs, I would hear them playing, I would hear them, and they weren't my kids. I saw them, we had an L-shaped couch at the time, and as I was sitting, like, in the middle part, like here, I would see out of the corner of my eye, two ghostly, the only way to really describe it, yes, ghostly, child-sized heads would pop up over this part as I'm sitting here. And I would see them, and I would see them like kind of peek up and kind of look at me and then pop back down, and then the second one would. And again, like I would see it out of the corner of my eye, but not like way over here. Like it was close enough to where I was actually seeing what I was seeing. It wasn't pareidolia, it wasn't me making shit up, you know, that's what it was. In my experience, children ghosts are like children people, you know. They are inquisitive, they are playful, they, you know. I don't really feel the presence of a child, but to me, that voice on the recorder was a child. Also in that lake house, one time, it's like noon, right? And I'm home with Ryan, and he was about 6 or 7 months old at the time. And he was asleep in his playpen, which I kept in the living room. So he was in his little potato stink bug position, as babies do, fast asleep. And I turned off the TV because I didn't want anything to wake him up. So I'm going about my business, doing my thing, and I hear, or no, I didn't hear that yet. So it's quiet in the house, not a sound. Ryan's asleep. Riley's at school. She was probably about 7 at the time. And I go into the kitchen. I'm standing at the stove, like about to make lunch. And all of a sudden I hear, "Mom!" It was so loud, so clear, so crisp that I just froze. Now, this was a neighborhood full of older people. We were the only people who had kids. All of the windows were closed, so it's not like any sound is traveling in. and Riley was at school, so I knew it wasn't her. And my mind starts thinking rapidly, like, "Oh my God, did Riley come home early? Who is that?" But I knew it wasn't her. And I turned around and I looked, and Ryan was still asleep. And besides that, he was saying "mama" at the time, not "mom." You know, that comes next. And and so all I knew what to do is just say, "Yeah," like, "What do you want?" No response. You know how kids do. But I've had a lot of experiences. I feel like as many ghosts that are attracted to me, children ghosts are very attracted to me as well. I think, I think I'm the mother of ghosts. I think that's what's happening. I'd rather be the mother of dragons. Like, that would be way cooler, but I'll take what I can get. So that is my update, and let me know what you think. I'm going to pop in the videos sporadically through here. And if you can tell me what you think you hear the ghost saying, or what you think is going on in the pantry, I would love to hear your explanations. Okay.